Did you know that the most painful family wounds often come disguised as normal moments? They appear quietly, in the middle of celebrations, they change the way you see everything. That's exactly what happened on my daughter's birthday. I expected at least one moment of kindness. Just one. But the first thing my mother said when she walked through the doorways, he not a priority. The most shocking part. Everyone pretended they didn't hear it. I stood there holding a small cake I had spent the entire night preparing, feeling the air leave my chest. A day meant for joy suddenly felt unbearably heavy. My daughter was smiling. I had to protect that smile at all costs, even if each meant hiding my own pain. But tell me something. Has anyone in your family ever made you feel invisible, even on a day that mattered to you? Share your story in the comments. Someone out there needs to hear it too. Birthdays are supposed to bring people together. They're supposed to remind us of love, of family, of the people who aren't meant to stung by us. But sometimes, a single moment can reveal a truth we've been avoiding for years. That day, while balloons floated gently above the table and my daughter twirled her new dress, something inside me shifted. It wasn't the decorations, of the laughter, of the smell of the food warming in the oven. It was the realization that even on the most meaningful days, the people we expect the most fun can show us the least. Maybe you've felt this though, the quiet ash of realizing he always the one trying, always the one holding everything together, always the one hoping that this teamy things will be different. As I studied that room, balancing joy and disappointment, I understood something that changed everything. In that essay where the house story begins. The house smelled like vanilla frosting and warm pastries. He'd been awake since dawn, decorating every corner with softer pink balloons, tiny paper butterflies. Bernie, my daughter, helped me paint the night before. She was turning 6 and as full of laughter, softer questions, innocent joy. As guests began to arrive, I felt the familiar knot in my stomach, the one that always tightened around family gatherings. I tried to ignore it. I wanted this day to be about my daughter, not about old wounds or unspoken tension. Then the front door opened. My mother stepped inside, glanced around the room, and without even meeting my eyes, she said the words that sliced straight through me. You not a priority, a sentence delivered so casually, as if she were commenting on the weather. I froze. For a moment, the room blurred. In the most painful part, everyone stares at you. No reaction, no surprise, no defense. Just silence, as if they did heard it before. I tightened my grip on the cake, feeling my hands tremble. My mother walked past me, placing her purse on the table as if nothing had happened. I forced myself to breathe. I forced myself to smile. My daughter grabbed my hand and whispered, "Mommy, is the party starting now?" I knew I had to hold everything together, but deep inside, something had begun to unravel. As the party continued, flashes of old memories surfaced sharp, heavy, impossible to ignore. I remembered being 13, standing in a kitchen as my mother spoke proudly about my sister's achievements. When I approached, excited to share my own news, she waved me off. Not now, maybe later. But later never came. I remembered the holidays where you was me they invited until the last minute. The birthdays when I watched my sister receive expensive gifts while I got a plain envelope with nothing inside but silence. The comments like, you he difficult, you he too emotional, you make everything harder. Over the years, it became no matter expect the bare minimum, no matter swallow disappointment, no matter pretend nothing hurt. But something about that birthday magic, all those mamadas feel sharper, louder. Maybe it was because I finally had someone watching me, my daughter. Someone learning from how I allowed others to treat me. As I refilled cups he passed around a snackus, my mother kept her distance, talking only to my siblings. Every time I approached the table, the conversation stalled. She was subtle, but undeniable. And the message was clear. I was there, but you wasn't the welcome. It's true. I kept smiling, because my daughter was happy, because this day was hers. But inside, I was breaking. When each was chimichur sing happy birthday, everyone gathered around the table. My daughter bounced excitedly, waiting for her grandmother, my mother Teresa, beside her. But my mother Giginiti Mavi. Instead, she stayed seated on the couch, scurried through her phone. My daughter looked at me, confused. Grandma's not coming, she whispered. I swallowed Haji. Maybe she isn't tired, I said softly, even though I knew she wasn't there. I asked my mother gently, could you join us for the moment, just for the song, without lifting her eyes? She replied, Iami finieri. The silence in the room was suffocating. But when it happened, my sister leaned toward my mother and said loudly enough for me to hear, she is so dramatic. The party is for the kid, not for her. A few people chuckled. I felt my face burn. My daughter tugged my sleeve. Mommy, are you okay? Her big eyes soft, innocent magic. Something snapped inside me. I realized that if I kept accepting this treatment, I was teaching her to do the same. So for the first time in my life, I didn't need to stay silent. I put the cake down. I turned there everyone. I said, quietly but clearly, enough. The room went as two. Enough what? My mother asked, finally looking at me. Enough pretending this is normal, I replied. Enough acting like the things you say don't they hurt. Enough making me feel Nike emulous, especially today. My sister rolled her eyes. There she goes again. But Jimmy the ledge is stopping me. 4 years, I continued, I have tried to be part of this family. Have done everything I could to be included, to be respected. Is to, me treated like an outsider in my own mother's house. My mother crossed her arms. You he being sensitive again? No, I said, staging my voice. Me being honest. A foot once. Me putting myself in my daughter first. A murmur spread through the room. I looked at my daughter, who watched me with quiet worry. I knew I was doing the right thing. Then I took a deep breath. He said words I never imagined saying, if me not a priority, then none of you have a place in my home anymore. Gasps filled the room. My sister scoffed. Are you kicking us out? No. Me walking away, I said. Me taking my daughter with me. Silence, shock, disbelief, but also relief. For the first time in my life, I felt free. I picked up my daughter, grabbed a cake I made with my own hands. I walked out. It felt strange at first leaving my own family behind on such a meaningful day, but as the cool air touched my face, something inside me softened. My daughter leaned her head on my shoulder. I whispered, Mommy, it's okay. I liked the party because you were there. I almost cried. We went to a small park nearby. Just the two of us. I placed the cake on a picnic table, lit the candles again. He said, let us celebrate your birthday our way. We sang together. We laughed. We ate a cake with our fingers. For the first chimi yangon chimi, I felt peace. Latte that night, after she fell asleep, I realized something powerful. You aren't out there losing a family. I was protecting the one I was building. I was choosing love over tradition, truth over appearance, dignity over silence. In the birthday my daughter's birthday became today, I finally understood that being a priority starts with the courage to stop the begging for Ichi. Today I chose myself. Today every